Hello, this is TikTok and welcome to beatbox.guru. This time we'll be focusing on Michael Winslow, who's a beatboxing pioneer most known for his work in the Police Academy series. I interviewed Michael about 6 months ago when he visited Poland, and for various reasons this interview was lying down on my hard drive and not to be seen. But now I'm publishing it, so go ahead and enjoy the Michael Winslow interview, man of 10,000 voice effects.
How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Thank you for this, by the way. I haven't seen this before.
Oh yeah, that's quite new.
You look good, man.
Yeah, man.
You look real.
No, that's my mother, man. Come on. Hey.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. So, let's talk about some inspirations, okay? Because you were an inspiration for me as a beatboxer. You know, all these sounds from Police Academy, Spaceballs, etc., etc. These were all really inspirational for me. So, please tell me about your experience. Did you have a person, a particular person that was an inspiration for you, or was it just the surroundings?
It was everything. For me, it was all about sound, because it wasn't just necessarily beatbox. It was just something for me to appreciate, because I spent most of the time just listening to my environment, because we traveled a lot when I was a kid. So everything from airport runways, to automobiles, to fly on the fly in the window, everything had an effect upon me. So it was the old movies especially, so I saw the soundtracks to movies, and then I saw a lot of the impressionist comedians. We had comedians named Rich Little and the Johnny Carson, and we had great stuff, because I watched everything, from Monty Python to the young ones to I watched everything, because it was all sound, the Doctor Who stuff and even opera, Italian opera, everything, because when the lady would go, I was going, wow, my ears are hurting, I love it. So I listened to everything. Everyone was my inspiration, from, I have to say, from, I guess it's everything from Bill Cosby to Frank Sinatra to, you just name it. I mean, I listened to everything, because it all had a collective effect upon me. So beatbox was just something I used to do just to amuse myself, for fun.
There's no one particular name?
No. There really wasn't very much for me to listen to, so I pretty much did it for myself. And after Police Academy came out, then I saw the Fat Boys.
Oh yeah.
And then I said, oh wow, it's great. They're destroying the microphone. Oh no, they're ruining it. I love this. And then from there, more and more people started doing it, and everybody from Biz Markie to Dougie Fresh to everyone has a collective effect. To be part of the wave is most important. Yeah. So it was all a collective effect.
So you weren't all about battling and stuff like that?
No, I don't. There was nobody to battle.
Yeah, back then.
But then there were more and more people began to do more and more things, and it started to become specialized, and then ended up on the streets. And now my inspirations are everybody, from Questlove and the Roots to you name it. I mean, everyone has an effect. I mean, I listen to a lot of rock, James Brown, and I listen to a lot of Hendrix and James Brown and Carlos Santana and everything had an effect. And then jazz, Louis Armstrong and Count Basie and his orchestra. And so everything, Quincy Jones, and I started listening to all these great things. And then when music started to get, when hip hop started to take hold, I said, okay, this could be a good marriage. It could be a great effect. And it just seems that all the music affected me. Everything from Donna Summer to you name it, Robbie Robertson, all of them. Fleetwood Mac, the Who, because they were just so decadent, and the Doors, and I'm trying to think of all the folks. I mean, Sid Vicious, the Sex Pistols, everything affected me, because it was just plain. It was like protest. It was almost like a protest. So when beatbox came around, it seemed to be a good fit with all music. And then Errol Smith came up with Run DMC and doing the Walk This Way thing. So everything had a collective effect. It was a collective effect. It was all sound. People can call it noise, but noise is music.
Yeah, of course. Silence is also
music.
Sure.
Silence is also deafening sometimes.
Yeah, especially with a sound effect guy like you. Did you take any kind of classes, like singing classes, or or you were self-taught musician?
Pretty much self-taught, because everyone kept telling me to shut up. So there was nobody to learn from. So I found myself just collectively listening to everything.
All right.
I tried to think of all the things that it all had an effect on me. I mean, in the 1960s, everything in the 60s affected me. Everything in the 70s, you know, with the big afros and the big Cadillacs with the long front end, and you know, the Lincolns with the big spare tire in the back, and and when I think
was great then.
and everything affected me, you know, from the Philly sound, the Philadelphia sound to it all just it was just funk, you know, from the Earth, Wind and Fire to Sly and the Family Stone, you know, to Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, to, you know, all the music affected me. And when I started to travel, I started to hear other people's influence and other people's culture in different countries. This is my first visit to Poland, and I wish I had come sooner.
Yeah, you're definitely welcome here anytime.
I would love to come back again, and maybe we'll make movies. I mean, you know, I'd love to make some movies here. I'd love to do a little bit of everything here.
So, is that what you currently do most of the time? Like, what's your main, you know, thing?
Now we're getting back into production. I'm getting back into making production. I know that the Academy folks are making preparations for number 8.
Oh, right.
And for me, you know, I'm starting to get into more and more independent production. I'm making my own things now with the TV channel, Michael Winslow TV, and things are starting to turn themselves around. So little by little, I'm learning as I do.
I noticed the video projections, the stuff with the multimedia, you know, synchronized things. So that's pretty high tech. And are you planning to do more of that in the future?
I'd like to make my own kung fu movies.
Yeah.
I'll do just about every genre. I'll try just about everything. I'll do a little bit of everything, I think.
Is your art teachable, do you reckon?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Has anyone asked you to teach them a particular sound? Or obviously yes, but have you ever tried it? And
I have. I have been able to teach some people some things, but a lot of people come with their own skill set. Like when working with Beardy Man, it's the same thing. He knew what he was doing when I first met him, and Shlomo, same thing. Everyone seems to have their own set of skills, and Reggie Watts had his own set of skills. So I'm seeing things, and women are making noises now.
Yeah,
it's great.
I know the female beatboxing.
Sure,
and really growing. The scene is really growing. But
yeah, it's growing, and there was a girl named Butterscotch who came out years ago, and there are things are still evolving, and I think hip hop is now finally embracing beatbox. So finally, it's becoming an intermix.
Well, beatboxing has stopped being a circus act, so to say,
right.
and started.
As long as you're on key,
yeah,
you're not a circus act. It's a performing art.
So, have you tried, you know, interweaving your stuff with more, let's say, serious musicians? Like.
Oh sure, I jam with musicians all the time. I can do classical music, or jazz, or reggae music, or dance hall, or I have done reggaeton before, country music, Irish country, the old British folk music,
wow,
Spanish music, Brasil Portuguese music, a little bit of everything. I've worked with just about all of them. So for me, there will be more. I'll be doing more music-based things, and I'll probably have my own orchestra on the screen.
Perfect.
Because I'd like to expand it like 3 or 4 screens, so we can do panoramic views. We can do whole orchestras, and we can do science fiction, and I can fight in my own kung fu movie, beat myself up. So there's going to be a little bit of everything.
All right.
So it's evolving, and we're just getting started.
Please tell me about how do you embrace technology, like effects that you're using, and
a little at a time. Technology is finally caught up to me, so now I've decided I might as well go on ahead and embrace it, but all things in small measure. I'd like to do things in small increments, small measure. So I will be using electronics. You know, I've used looping stations before, but I didn't want to because, you know, everyone else is using them, so I don't want to. But now, you know, it's to the point where I'm comfortable enough with the technology that I'll start doing some experimentation. Wait till I get my hands on a looping station.
Yeah.
I already know how to use it. I just don't. But now I think I will probably embrace the technology, and because I was back in the day was Pro Tools for me, learning Pro Tools, and now the new technologies, and there's so many different formats.
But now you can bring it on stage and use it live.
Sure.
That's the important
That's
bit.
part of, and the Abletons and Ableton systems, and I like that a lot. So I've decided I will probably harness the technology.
Please tell me, is there anything, is there an underlying layer of like a philosophical thing or a message that you want to put through your shows?
Well, what I'd like to be able to do is my wish is for everyone to feel better, be in better condition when they leave than when they came in. Because I've always liked that phrase, our job is to help everyone forget about the rent for an hour.
Yeah.
And we just want people to we like to have a positive effect. People have to be in better condition when they leave than when they came. That was the intent.
But you never thought of like doing political comedy or stuff like that?
I have. I mean, I can. It's just that I'm a performing artist that happens to be able to make sound.
All right.
But like I said, the technology, I will probably put out noise discs, and I'll probably give stuff to DJs to play, and I'm gonna go ahead and test the water a little bit. But all things in small increments. We'll get there a little at a time.
All right.
And if you're around, maybe we'll do something together.
Most definitely, I'd love to.
Give me a few months, give me a year, and when I have some new things on the market, and I get to come back, if I get to come back, and we'll do some things live.
Sure. Thank you very much. It was very nice meeting you, and I'll see you next time.
TikToker.pl with Michael Winslow.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.